Imagine living anywhere you want in the world while running your business online and legally paying 0% tax. Sounds crazy, right? Well, today I'm going to show you exactly how digital nomads can set up a system that makes this possible, and it's 100% legal. And by the way, this is not some shady loophole or offshore trick. It's a simple structure that solves your tax, banking, payment processing, and residency problems all at once. So let's break it down. And yeah, as digital nomads, the biggest problem is not just taxes, but what happens when you leave your home country. If you don't establish a new tax residency, you might get stuck paying taxes in your home country, or even worse, end up in the gray zone where banks and other platforms completely refuse to work with you. That's why having a clean legal setup matters, so you will avoid any problems in the future also when you're traveling and moving around the world. So yeah, the step one of this structure is to set up a Dubai holding company. And hold on, this is not just about setting up in Dubai, but how it can help you in the total structure to set everything up so it works perfectly. So yeah, the good thing about Dubai is that you can legally pay 0% personal income tax. This is quite unique. While at the same time, with the right setup, your company also pays 0% tax on the profits. On top of that, if you spend more than 90 days per year in Dubai, you qualify for tax residency there, which is super useful and often necessary when you're cutting ties with your home country, like it is for me. In Finland, I need to prove that I have a proper tax residency somewhere else so I can leave my home country's tax system. And I will give more details about this later in the video. But yeah, if you're interested in this exact structure with 0% tax setup, I have partnered up with the #1 Dubai business setup agency, GenZone. They are absolute experts in helping business owners and entrepreneurs to relocate their business to Dubai, where you can legally pay 0% tax. They handle everything: your Dubai company setup, residency visa, even your bank accounts, all in just 30 days. I have seen firsthand how smooth their process is. They have plenty of 5-star reviews and happy customers. If you're serious about keeping more what you earn, hit the link in the description and contact GenZone today to see if you qualify. And yeah, the second step is to set up a US LLC, because payment processors, clients, and platforms really love US companies. So yeah, if you are not from the US, a foreign-owned US LLC pays legally 0% tax in the US as long as you operate it outside of US, as they assume you're paying tax where you are tax resident, and while you have tax residency in Dubai and company set up there, you will pay 0% in the US while also 0% in Dubai and UAE. And setting up the US LLC is quite easy. It only costs a couple $100, and operating it is couple filings per year, but it doesn't take a lot of time. It's quite easy. I have this set up myself. So yeah, the point of having US LLC is that you have a company that is really trustworthy in eyes of your clients and customers and platforms, and you use it for payment processing because US is just the best for this. And the money your US LLC earns goes straight to your Dubai holding company, which also pays 0% tax. So it's quite a perfect setup all around. And yeah, the next step is basically to think about the tax residency, because you don't necessarily need to stay 3 months a year in Dubai. If you don't want to, you can still use this setup. But if you want a proper tax residency, you need to stay 3 months a year in Dubai, which is not too bad. Like, I actually really enjoyed Dubai. It's not my favorite place I would wanna like live long term, but 3 months a year can be quite perfect because it's a place that it's really like healthy. Like, I really actually enjoy this, peaceful, healthy, and like there's good food, good accommodation, good networking, and like, yeah, it's quite a nice place. So actually, even if I thought that I wouldn't want to stay long term in Dubai, I actually wouldn't really mind if I have just the income and money to afford this and make sense of it, to stay 3 months a year in Dubai, probably in the end of the year when Southeast Asia, where I usually like to stay, there's not really like good weather anywhere. Like October, November, December is kind of like a little bit rainy everywhere. So it might be actually not bad at all to do this, but also, yeah, you don't necessarily need it in the first year of living your home country. Often they require to show the proper tax residency somewhere else. So in this case, could be that for the first year you could do this, but then the next years it's not really necessary to every year stay more than 3 months. But this depends a lot on your home country and how the system works, because there's also some countries that they don't ask new tax residency. You just don't need it. So in that case, it's more for like banking, and as long as everything is figured out, you don't necessarily need a tax residency. But yeah, I would always recommend having a tax residency if you can do it. It makes it clear that you're out of your home country's system and also makes banking so much more easy and using many platforms that require you to provide a tax residency. So at least for the first year, I would recommend doing this so you have something to show for that when you're joining different platforms and banks and all things like that. So with this setup, you can basically live anywhere in the world as long as you're not staying in any other destination, usually more than 6 months a year, so you're not getting tax residency and liability in any other place either. So yeah, you can imagine living 3 months a year in Dubai or less if you want, if you don't need tax residency, and other maybe 6 months in Bali, 3 months in Thailand, few months in Vietnam, Philippines, whatever, maybe you go to Mexico, Brazil, whatever you want to do, you can do and pay 0% tax and don't worry about any of this stuff. So yeah, it can be really amazing. And if you are interested in this lifestyle, check out my school community, the Nomad tribe, where I have lots of resources and videos explaining the best destinations, a lot of details and information about this lifestyle, the best areas to stay, my accommodation recommendation, and all things like that that will make your trip and moving to any place in Southeast Asia so much more easy. And you will also have a community where you can meet like-minded people in the meetups and calls, while also having a WhatsApp group chat where there's always interesting conversations going on, so you can learn more from others and also have personalized advice and tips from me. So yeah, check it out. I will also leave link in the description for this one, so hope to see you inside. But yeah, this is quite common setup that I see digital nomads and online entrepreneurs use when they are a little bit more successful. I see this a lot. It seems to be clearly the best option to use if you're making money online and living this kind of freedom lifestyle. So hope you got value out of this video. Please like the video and subscribe, and see you next week.